Did you know your business can honor God while transforming lives around the world? Welcome to the IBAM Biblical Entrepreneurship Show, the weekly podcast that inspires and equips Christian entrepreneurs to build sustainable businesses that glorify God and uplift impoverished communities. At IBAM, our mission is built on the three fish metaphor. Give a fish. We provide startup loans to launch businesses. Teach to fish. We offer entrepreneur training for lasting growth. Equip for discipleship. We empower discipleship to multiply impact. Join IBAM's founder, Steve Adams, as he shares powerful solo episodes and expert interviews filled with mentorship, insights, and real-life stories of how biblical entrepreneurship is advancing the Great Commission. Subscribe now and get ready to be inspired, equipped, and empowered to make an eternal impact.
Why people are quitting traditional charities, and you might too. Most people give to charity with good intentions. But what if I told you many of those donations are creating dependency, not dignity? What if I told you that the very systems meant to lift people out of poverty are sometimes the ones keeping them in it? Today, we're going to talk about something few people are willing to say out loud: why people are quitting traditional charities, and why you might too. This isn't a message of judgment, it's a message of hope, because there's a better way, and it's working. The problem: why traditional charity often falls short. Let's be honest. The traditional charity model is broken. You've probably felt it yourself. You give to a cause. But months later, you wonder, did it make a difference? There's no feedback, no accountability, no relationship, just a receipt and a recurring donation that disappears into a black hole. Here's what many donors are seeing. Wasted resources, food and aid arrive, only to be resold or mismanaged. Lack of sustainability, programs collapse when the funding stops. One-directional giving, the giver gives, the receiver waits. There's no empowerment, no gospel transformation. There's often no discipleship, no spiritual multiplication. You know what that creates? Donor fatigue, skepticism, and ultimately, disengagement. But here's the truth no one wants to admit. People aren't quitting generosity, they're quitting charity that doesn't work. And honestly, we think that's a good thing. The shift. From relief to restoration. Why faith-driven givers are choosing IBAM. At IBAM, we're not anti-charity. We're anti-handout, because Jesus never called us to create dependency. He called us to make disciples. That's why we follow the three fish principle. 1, give a fish. Provide small startup loans. 2, teach to fish. Train entrepreneurs to build businesses. 3, equip for discipleship. Help them use business as a platform for the gospel. We're not talking theory, we're talking field-tested transformation. Here's what it looks like. Patience Chisu in Zambia. IBAM has helped me grow as a person. It has also helped my business to grow. I've become more determined than before. I'm able to do my budgeting. They've taught us many ways to market our business to be visible. Patience didn't just receive a handout, she received a hand up. She became a faith-filled entrepreneur with the tools to thrive. Now she's not waiting on donations. She's creating jobs, supporting her family, and sharing the gospel in her community. Mapesho Shilai of Africa. Since joining IBAM, I've become more disciplined and accountable in my business, learned to share my faith effectively, and been inspired to encourage the youth to engage in business for collective well-being rather than just profit. That's the kind of kingdom impact we're called to. Discipline, accountability, evangelism, all integrated into the business God placed in her hands. Fegas Kamba of Africa. As an IBAM master trainer and entrepreneur, I've seen my business flourish while contributing to a sustainable approach for ministry and disciple making across Africa. Fegas didn't just launch a logistics company, he launched a ministry. Because when business is surrendered to God, it becomes a tool for revival. The biblical model. Jesus didn't just heal, he empowered. Let's go back to the Gospels. Jesus didn't just meet needs, he multiplied capacity. He didn't just feed the 5,000, he had them sit in groups, collect the leftovers, and he involved the disciples. Why? Because Jesus was modeling multiplication. And that's what IBAM does. We don't give out food. We equip people to run food businesses. We don't just offer shelter. We train people to build and sustain income that provides for their families. And we never do it apart from faith. Josephat, IBAM Awana Partnership. As the administrator for the IBAM Awana Partnership, I've witnessed how our initiative empowers people through business while spreading the gospel, truly putting Jesus' teachings into practice. This is the church being the church, not just preaching on Sundays, but empowering people on Mondays. Joseph Mbang. We are privileged to partner with IBAM because we know that in this partnership, we'll be able to reach out to children and the youth who are the agents of change. You bring transformation to Africa. Joseph sees what many pastors are discovering. This is discipleship that lasts. Because it's not just about changing incomes, it's about changing legacies. The invitation. Why no? Why you? So let's bring it home. If you've ever felt disillusioned with traditional charity, if you've ever asked, is this actually helping? You're not alone. You are made to give in a way that's transparent, measurable, and eternal. When you partner with IBAM, you don't just give money. You give dignity. You give opportunity. You give discipleship. All for just $10 per month. Just $10 to empower an entrepreneur with biblical training, startup support, and spiritual mentorship. Or give $1,000 to fully fund a new business in a community that desperately needs hope. Because this isn't about handouts. It's about handing people a new future rooted in Jesus. Ready to join the movement? Go to ibam.org. Become an impact member. Sponsor a business. Or help us expand into new countries. Because you're not just funding businesses. You're discipling nations through business. Empower. Educate. Equip. IBAM. Business as mission, discipling nations.
Listening to the International Business as Mission podcast, a space where we explore how to build businesses rooted in biblical principles that create global impact. But we're not just here to talk. We're taking action to spread entrepreneurship to poverty-stricken communities around the world. Our mission is to be the catalyst that empowers people to build sustainable livelihoods and break the cycle of poverty. We follow the 3-fish principle. Give a fish, providing startup loans to empower entrepreneurs. 2, teach to fish, offering entrepreneurial training for sustainable business practices. And 3, equip for disciple making, building a community that supports spiritual growth alongside business success. This is life-changing work, but we can't do it alone. We need passionate impact partners like you to join us on this mission. By becoming a donor, your generous gift will directly fund the establishment of new businesses that provide dignified work and hope. Just imagine, your donation could help a single mother in rural Africa start a small farming venture that allows her to feed her children and send them to school. Or a young man in Southeast Asia to launch a small business, breaking the chains of generational poverty. This is the power of entrepreneurship as a force for good. Will you join us in unleashing it? Go to IBAM.org now to start impacting lives through the transformative power of business as mission. Together, we can create a world of flourishing.